following broadcast has been approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here bringing you this week's Smackdown review, so let's get right into it. Very different opening to the show. We had Alido Caron. If I pronounced the name wrong, I have. They are a singer-songwriter. They have a song called RKO, so it brings out Randy Orton. Randy Orton hypes him up, saying thanks for letting me be in the music video and that they're cool friends, everything like that. It's pretty interesting. And then we have Randy go into this whole I'm going to talk business, talks about, the bloodline. They've had a hell of a run. Roman's had a hell of a run with the title, but when the dust settles, the only number that's going to be important is 15, because I'll be your 15th time champion. And I think that was a really cool line. I really like how Randy is still taking himself very serious, that he is still that guy to beat Roman, and he is going to be that guy to beat Roman. But then AJ Styles comes out, talks about how, everyone keeps stepping over him. Everyone keeps getting everything when he's still in that picture, and he deserves as much as everyone else, and he's still got business that hasn't been finished as well. He wanted a match against Solo due to last week's situation, and it got given to LA Knight instead, and he was getting annoyed by that. He also stated to Randy for the RKO that Randy did, because they used to have history, that a receipt will be coming to Randy. LA Knight interrupts, carries on going about AJ Styles whinging and moaning, and was like, oh yeah, keep saying my name, because, you're going to enjoy saying it as the new champion. And just states like, oh, I find it funny that none of you guys have got a match tonight, but I have the biggest threat, the guy to soften up. So Paul Heyman's been in Nick Aldis's ear to make him do that, because I'm the biggest threat, which I thought was awesome. You see that AJ and LA Knight seem like they're going to go into a fight again, and then you quickly see Randy Orton get low blow and a Pele kick from AJ Styles, so the receipt was given straight away. We get Carlito vs Santos one-on-one. This is just a consistent feud of the LWO and El Fantasma struggles going on. The match was pretty good. We see a lot of Carlito doing a lot more aggressive style, not anything too flashy, just more grounded wrestling. It did a really cool, what looked like he was going to go into a power slam, but then he turned it into a neck breaker. I thought it was a vertical suplex, sorry. It was a vertical suplex into a twisting neckbreaker. I thought looked really good from Carlito. Made everyone question it. And then the match gets interrupted. And I swear, either Triple H watches the Outcasted podcast, or someone leaked me notes in my dream, because I had this as a vision. Elektra Lopez mentioning on NXT about El Fantasma to She Rocked Up Tonight, realigning with Santos Escobar and Angel Garcia, Angel and freaking Humberto, and I love this. I think this was perfect. Elektra Lopez is very interesting as a character. I enjoyed when she was with El Fantasma when they were originally in NXT. I think she's really brushed up her skills, and she could definitely do a lot more going into this, and we now have the opportunity of Selena Vega and Elektra Lopez having a match, and we could see them potentially fighting in the Rumble if they are both in it, because no women's got announced. No extra women were announced for the Royal Rumble. The only four that we know at the current moment are Bayley, Bianca, Becky, and I'm pretty sure Nia Jax. That are the only four that I know have been announced, and none others have. So I thought that was really cool as well. We have AJ and Jimmy talking backstage, where Jimmy tries to catch him on the slide, being like, "Yo, just take out LA Knight. He won't be a problem for us at all tomorrow if you do it." Ava Raine and Nick Aldis are having a conversation, because Ava Raine is the youngest GM of NXT. So it's to put NXT members in this picking of the Royal Rumble, which wasn't really shown to us, except for a couple of people doing it. Bobby Lashley, who was announced, got his, but now we know Santos Escobar is in, because he also grabbed the number, and Bobby Lashley and Santos have a back and forth, which I thought was really cool. And Bobby Lashley saying, "Don't think we forgot about you," and kind of like jars like Santos' jaw a little, like fakingly like haha, like a laugh one. So it was pretty cool. I liked that. We have Bailey doing a video package about going back to NXT because that's where she was the Grand Slam when it comes to Royal Rumble, when it comes to these intense championship moments and these opportunities. She goes back to where she started. She talked about how she had the idea of Damage Control from the beginning and how this isn't a story to her. This is now destiny. Kabuki Warriors will win and then she will go on to win the Rumble and Damage Control will take over. And I thought this was sick. We get a jokey situation with R-Truth where he goes and pulls his Rumble number and he kind of gave away what number it was with the joke he made. He went, "Do I have to quarantine now?" And Nick Aldis was like, "No, it's your number of your entry." And COVID-19, so yeah. Shout out to G for pointing that out to me because I was just like, oh, he made a quarantine joke. Maybe he doesn't realise. Maybe it's like the chamber or something. And then she was like, no, 19, COVID-19. I was like, that's really smart. I didn't think of that. We get Kaden and Katana versus the Kabuki Warriors. Obviously, this is biased aside, but Kabuki Warriors are one of my favourite ever female tag teams. I really felt they carried the tag division when it was in its worst situation, and I feel like we're slowly getting a resurgence of the tag belts working well. And with that, Kaden and Katana definitely fired on all cylinders. I can't knock any of the ring work they were doing. They had high fly moments. They had these really cool, unique, like off the top rope moves, and a lot of great combinations between them from like drop kicks and just grapples. But in the end, we have Kairi Sane doing what Kairi Sane does best. We see her go for the insane elbow. And in that moment, you think, oh, it's done. No. Kaden kicked out, full bolt kick, hit straight shoes into the elbow. Kairi sold it like her shoulder just shattered and her elbow's gone. And I was like, oh no. They're jobbing out Kabuki Warriors a little bit. I'm like, oh no, don't do it, don't make it the only one move and it's been countered already. I was happily proven wrong as Asuka gets like this headlock grapple onto Katana and Kairi Sane gets the insane elbow with the assist from Asuka, which I thought was awesome to see it that way. And yeah, you hear Corey Graves do one of these really cool spots of going, "Don't you know she's loco?" The insane elbow as it lands, and the 1, 2, 3, and your new tag team champions in Kabuki Warriors. Perfect booking, love this. Now adds that extra level of tension. Could Bailey actually do it? Can Bailey be the Royal Rumble winner? Or do Damage Control cost her now when it's her perfect time to get a championship opportunity? She gets it counteracted. What's not to say Dakota Kai also takes it? These are all things that are going to play out tonight for us that I think are going to be absolutely excellent to see. And you can watch our reactions live because we will be live streaming just ourself reacting to it. We won't be live streaming the pay-per-view because obviously copyright reasons. Either way, going back into it, we have now Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits having this face-to-face with Final Testament so they can hash it out. And the face-to-face wasn't really a face-to-face. Scarlett walks up, stares down Bobby Lashley while they're standing in the distance. They have a back-and-forth conversation. Karrion does a small little promo, gets Magnus heat because he stops the what chants. He literally tells people to shut their mouths as they do it. And everyone just instantly booed him. And I think that just added to the character. I made a bold prediction that Karrion Kross could win the Rumble. And I still kind of stand by this of... We've not seen him announced, but with Final Testament, AOP potentially coming in with him, he can make a massive statement, be like, look, I'm going for Roman. I don't need to bother with you, Bobby. Like, it'll be very cool. But yeah, they have a quick brawl, fighting each other. And I was fine with it. I thought it looked really cool. I especially liked when it was like, oh, you're saying it's just a face-to-face, we're not going to fight. Bobby Lashley looks at Angelo and Montez and goes, "Now we came to fight." You just see Montez throw the jacket off and spring off the top rope, just literally flies over to go fight them. I thought was awesome. We get Jimmy Uso going no yeet to what his number is. I speculate he could come out at number 14, especially if it's a no yeet, because that is one of the cursed numbers that a lot of people of us know. Anyone who's had number 14 usually ends in bad luck or an injury or just like an awful, awful time in the Rumble. And I think that's where it's going to go. Carmelo Hayes versus Austin Theory. It was a great match once again. They brought the same heat and momentum that I saw last time, and they did still crazy things. It was cool to see Austin Theory break out some moves that he hasn't used in a while. He used the ataxia that he invented, which I love that visual of the ataxia. I think it looks awesome. But Austin Theory did steal the win by pulling up Carmelo Hayes' trunks, and Trick Williams comes and saves when Grayson Waller and Austin Theory start beating him down after. I popped for Trick, just see Trick come to SmackDown, run in, help his boy, and he was like, no, I came to save you because we've got the semi-finals Tuesday, and you still took this match. So they're having this back and forth drama because Trick took the match, like the World Heavyweight match that he's got against Ilya Dragunov on the same night that they would have the finals of the Dusty Road Classics. So hopefully this doesn't cause a conflict. But I think Carmelo Hayes could now go take himself in the Rumble because he feels Trick is trying to outshine him. How do you outshine someone that's outshining you? Put yourself in the Rumble. But we'll see where that all goes. We get LA Knight versus Solo. It is as you expect. LA Knight does what LA Knight does best. He did technical wrestling where he focused on Solo's hand throughout the whole story of that match, showing that he's not going to go and get that Samoan spike. But it very quickly ends in bloodline fashion of where it becomes a DQ, but not by who you would normally think. AJ Styles jumps in, phenomenal 4 off the barricade, hitting LA Knight, therefore ending the match. You see he then gets thrown into barrier, LA Knight's on the ground. AJ Styles looks like he's going to throw him in the announce desk, and you see Jimmy with a chair. Jimmy looked like he was going to hit AJ Styles, which wasn't the case. Because what actually happened in that moment was he was like, no, you take the chair. Like, it's on you. I'm trying to tell you. You hit him. Finish him off. And then Solo says the same. He's like, right, you handle this or I handle you. And then AJ Styles hits him with the chair. Randy Orton comes out, runs down, starts having a back and forth with AJ Styles. He gets the DDT on Jimmy. He gets the DDT on AJ Styles. And then you think it's going to end where Randy's hyping it up, everything crazy. And then you see LA Knight out of nowhere hit his blunt force trauma. And that's how we kind of end the show. In general, I think this was an incredible SmackDown to hype up Royal Rumble. We saw a few more announcements, but only really for the men's, and they were fun. They made sense with the story of SmackDown. It puts more people in seats because there are now some big names that are in that Rumble we definitely want to go and watch and see. And I can't think of a better time to say, like, this Rumble is beat most of my expectations I already had for it. Barely knowing any names, barely knowing who is going to appear, I think it's going to be an incredible time. Let me know what you guys think of this SmackDown, and let me know if I will be seeing you this evening for our live reaction to the Royal Rumble.